No,
but I believe walking into that building is foolish.
Oh, Morrigan, it is stupid. But it's also sadly required. Trust me, I don't want to do this. But I kind of have to.
You were at the least risk of us all dressed up.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna go in there.
if you don't want to enter, we've always had the open conversation that if you don't want to do something, you don't need to do it. No one's trying to guilt trip you. No one's trying to say you need to do this, you need to do that. We understand you've been voluntold to come along here. It's not your fight. I understand that as well. If you don't want to enter here, no one's going to force you. I understand why you wouldn't want to do it. If you do want to enter here, I would appreciate it. The more hands make lighter work. We could definitely use someone of your abilities to help guide us through this shithole and what's going on in the tower.
Oh, it's gonna be wonderful.
Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
Have you faced an attempt at demonic possession before?
We're all required to when we take our harrowing.
Not one that was invited and coached by your peers and mentors. One that has come to you in your darkest moments, when you were terrified, bleeding, starving, cold, and surrounded by enemies. When your will is at its weakest and your body is failing. Do you have the will to say no to that? Possibly hundreds of times over the next several days.
That's probably the easiest choice for me to make. That's an obvious no.
It's an obvious no on paper.
Morrigan, you've only known me a few days, but I think you've seen enough of myself to understand that I would sooner die than inconvenience other people. At least if it's truly an inconvenience and won't give some long-term gain to many others.
You are aware that invitation is not the only way a mage can be possessed.
Yes, if I die, I can get possessed.
You can be possessed while you are alive and unwilling.
I think we all understand the threats here. I don't think anyone thinks this is going to be something we're going to walk in and just easily dispatch. This is going to be a test of everyone's skill, not only physically, but mentally. Everyone has to be up to the task, and I mean everyone. But we do not hold back. We go through here, we do what we need to do, we get the first enchanter, and then that's that. If we find the first enchanter before we even do anything, then fine, we come out. That's it. We've got them, and then the Templars can do what they wish at that point. If they believe people are safe, they can be the ones that can scour ahead in the tower and figure out if anyone's possessed or not. But this is what we need to do. I think what Morrigan is trying to say, in not the most diplomatic way, is this is stuff everyone, including myself, has not experienced before. Again, I don't know if Morrigan has, but I certainly have not. This is going to be something that's going to test absolutely everyone here. And we have to make sure we're up for this. This isn't just something that because we fucking want to save the world, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to uphold some sort of honour or code. This is where it gets real. People might die in here, and everyone has to come to that understanding and come to terms with that.
While the threat is different, I don't see how this is any different from what we faced in the other tower.
Look, man. I don't think Darkspawn compared to Abomination. I'd take Darkspawn over Abomination any day of the week.
Meredith, is there anything you and your Templars can do to enhance our weapons or armour before we go in here to give us an edge? We understand some of these, well, not me myself, but I understand some of these creatures are not of this material realm. So it might be harder for the likes of me to fully connect. Is there anything you can do to someone like myself to give me a helping hand in this situation? Or anybody else within the group?
If you have magic weapons, we'll take them gladly. God knows we'll need them.
Unfortunately, those who are heavily armed are all dead inside the castle as it is. I can provide
we
you
wouldn't mind if we-
blessings. I can provide you blessings that will help protect you against anything unholy,
Yes.
and would strike with the sun's vengeance upon anything that is.
I would appreciate that. Can't speak for everyone else, but I would appreciate that. I know you're bare at the moment looking after your own, but
Glaith is already left a puddle on the ground. He's making himself very small, and his eyes are constantly looking at everything. He is like jumping about at all the explosions up above him. He is fucking terrified.
Yeah.
No.
Be aware, you guys have walked for the last 3 days, and it is now very late at night. You are tired. You walk in there now, you will be fatigued pretty quickly.
Well, I've said my piece. I'm happy to go in, but much like Theo, I'm not playing fucking games.
Meredith, do you have a map of the tower? So we know exactly where to go, where everything is. Information is half the battle.
Yes.
She digs into her little bag of stuff and she pulls out a architectural map showing like how the building is designed. If anyone's ever read building schematics, like how the doors open and stuff like that, she hands you one of those.
Probably best in Lucian's hands. I think he has that engineering, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think any kind of blessings or anything you can give us should be done in the morning. If you can give us any additional medical supplies, we'd really appreciate it. If not, I completely understand you're looking after you and your own. We're just going to go in here and obviously face hell. So anything you can spare would be very much appreciated.
I have many wounded as it is. If you can help them, then I can spare medical supplies. Otherwise, I must keep what we have.
I'm just
When
going to I'm going to look at Lucian.
Yes, I will help.
Everyone just turns and voluntells Lucius to go on over.
We're basically going to be waiting the night no matter what we do,
You don't have
Yeah.
to.
because we're going to be going in fatigued, and I think it's better
Yeah,
that
we're
we
going to
actually
wait.
go in at 100%, right?
Yeah, we're
I
going to
would
no,
recommend that.
we're going to wait. There's no ifs buts about that. Definitely, we're going to. If anyone
That's
said
not-
let's go in right now, I'd be like, you dumb.
All right.
I'm not going in
So
with
that we're
any-
reading this right, you guys are agreeing to do this.
Wait
You are
there, I
going to
think
go inside that tower.
2 minutes. I think Avalanche tried to say something else though.
What's
Never
up?
mind.
No, I'm wanting to make sure that no one felt like their voice was not heard.
No, it's not related to this, so don't worry about it.
What is it? Tell
I
me.
don't
I was
think
gonna
I'll-
say then I can just fucking heal the people myself.
I mean, well, that means
I have
it
AoE
just
heals.
Yeah,
That's
well-
why I was like, if we're gonna be resting for the night, I will heal them then.
yeah, that just means we've got 2 people then. That's perfect. So we'll have double the strength in regards to potential supplies that we'll get. So that's fantastic. So we'll have you and Lucian,
That's why I
hopefully
said it wasn't
healing them.
important.
Nicola, what were you going to say?
I don't think I'll take Glaith anyways.
Really? You're going to leave him out here?
I don't know. It's going to be tough on like. I feel like this is going to be more mentally challenging, and I think concentrating on myself than juggling him and the bear. I don't know.
You're gonna leave something that you've rescued, Nicola, out here, not knowing if you're alive or dead. I don't think that's a wise move. I understand your attachment to Glyph, even though I've only known him for a bit in a day. I've also grown fond of him, but not to the same level of yourself. You can call me harsh, but he has to learn some way. The
guess.
best way to learn to swim is to throw him in the deep end.
I guess. And I assume that he will come in handy if we need it, but it was just in case I thought that maybe it was going to be tough trying to keep him under wraps while I was
You don't have
Obviously
a direct.
What?
He's not enslaved to you. He's your companion, so he'll do what you ask. Yes, he can get feared
Yeah.
or things like that, but it's not going to have an impact upon your ability to fight.
Yeah.
He'll have to stave off the effects himself, though.
Are you asking out of character? Sorry, Nick. Are you saying as Nicola? Because I was talking to you as Theo there. Sorry.
No. That was in character. That was fine.
Okay, sorry.
That was good. I wasn't
Well-
sure, to be honest. But if you think it's for the best to bring him, then
Out of character, you're going to have to learn how to play. You pick Druid, man. Like,
This is part of a druid.
Yeah,
And your animal companion, even if he's being cowardly now, if he's not affected by like a fear spell or a mind controlling effect, he will fight at your side. He's not going to be so terrified
yeah,
that he's going to flee.
that's fine. That's fine. We'll stick with bringing him then.
Perfect. Well, I am going to go and get some rest. I assume Avalon and Lucius, you're going to help with the wounded. If you do need any help, you know where myself, Drastoff, Nicola, or Morrigan are. But yeah, I'm just going to. I'm also, if I can, if it's possible, I'm going to go around and discuss with some of the men who have been wounded while they are getting healed. If I can do some diplomacy checks to get information out of them. Like, I'm going to ask them their intel, like, where did you experience this? Where did this injury happen? How many were there? Like, what do you remember? I want to try and get as much information as I possibly can.
All right, so our healing team, Avalon and Lucius, the two of you are going to try to treat the wounded. Theo is going to address the survivors that have seen combat inside the tower. Drastov, Nicola, what are you two doing?
I first off need to pray. For a start, but then I can aid in any sort of healing stuff if needed. Get a little bit of like natural medicine and stuff. So natural medicine and medicine. So I can offer my services to help.
Can you make any potions?
I would do one other thing before I help with that really before I help with the medical stuff. I'm gonna give Morrigan my tent again, and I'm gonna say so that her and Nicola can find somewhere far away from the tower, and they don't have to deal with the sledgehammer to the brain that is the spells going on upstairs.
That is very considerate of you, Avalon. Thank you.
I'm just gonna nod.
Again, yes, thank you.
Pazio, is there any raw materials around that have not been put to use yet? I'd imagine they don't have many craftsmen around that could actually make shit. At least that would be my guess.
They don't, no.
Is there raw materials?
There is stuff laying around. What are you looking for?
What kind? Well, I can technically craft just about anything, but you know what the answer is, Eric. Traps and poisons, shit, that good stuff.
Quartermaster.
Give that
Yeah,
dwarven
that's
daddy
what I
the
was
good
talking
stuff.
If there is a quartermaster, I would like to have a chat with him. Hello?
I'm just keeping everything organized. All right, everyone's kind of broken up what their duties are going to be then.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I can help with medicine, but otherwise, the thing I'm best served is probably just making traps and potentially poison because God knows we'll need them.
Doomsday prepper.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best thing I can do if we can basically make them run after, I don't know, poor, innocent, lonely mage and run a group of demons into a bunch of traps. That's one group less we have. We'll have to fight like 50.
Oh
no! I'm
so vulnerable and I can be possessed at any point. Oh, what will ever happen to me?
Did we bring the barrel of oil with us?
Oh, you bet your ass I'd bring it.
Yeah, you just carried a barrel of oil across the lake with you and walked into the building with it.
Maybe they had barrels of oil.
Are they going to question me?
It's a dwarven drinking keg.
Exactly.
That is
They don't
quite a
know.
stretch, but all right, I guess. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but whatever.
I
I'm reminded of-
imagine out of character, demons might have some sort of fire resistance. I could be wrong.
Depends, but not all of them. There's probably some infernal creatures, but why would all of them have it? Like sloth, I don't think sloth would have resistance.
If they have cooking oil here, that can work too.
In 5th edition, just for the record, there's actually there's a monk school for dwarves where their fighting style uses kegs, and it's where Drunken Master is actually based from in 5th edition or in Forgotten Realms. So that's why I'm like Dwarven drinking keg, because that's a thing.
Yes.
And I love it.
Now,
Anyway,
is there a quartermaster? If so, I would have a chat with him.
There is, but we'll do one thing at a time. So we'll start with our healing team.
as Vile goes BRB.
He'll be
What
back.
timing? Okay, well, what do you want me to do while we wait for Vile?
Fine, I guess we'll wait for Vile then. Let's go with Drestov, since you wanted to talk to what's left of the quartermaster stuff here.
Yep.
That face and I agree to do stuff, and he's like, fine, we'll wait. What?
Yeah. Right.
Aos, a
Oh,
dwarf.
Mr. Quartermaster. Yeah, my eyes are down here. Anyway, we are going to be idiots and going in there. If you have
Are
any
you
shit
out of
that-
your mind? I heard the dwarves were sensible people.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm a dwarf, but also I'm a warden, so the warden insanity has overtaken my dwarven common sense. So I'll blame it on that. No, but I'm fully aware that I'm probably going to be dead by the end of this. That's the joy of being a warden. You can kind of just accept that you're going to die quickly anyway, so you can do all of this shit without having to give a shit.
Wow. You're welcome to leave your gold here. I'll make sure it's taken care of.
Yeah, if you have anything like raw materials, I'm a trapsmith. I can make lethal implements out of almost anything. So if there's raw materials that are not accounted for that you will not need, I get you can't give us medical supplies unless the idiots over there manage to do their job. But is there anything you have that you won't need that is just spare metal or shit like that? I could probably tinker something out of it.
I don't have
If you
any
don't,
kind of
that's fine.
elements on my hand, but I will say the waiting room over there. We don't have enough people down here to have to staff it. So if I just look this way and you bust up a couple of chairs, I wouldn't really care.
A man after my own heart.
Hey, if it'll help
If I
you
s-
guys.
If I survive this shit, I'm buying you a drink.
Well, hey, if you guys manage to survive this shit, I'm buying all of you drinks.
No. First one's on me.
Yeah,
Idiot.
you bust up a couple of chairs. He takes out a little bag and hands it to you. I've been scrapping together everything I have. Here's a couple of nails and some screws. If you want to make some pipe bombs out of it, go crazy.
Wonderful. Well, as there is a room that can now be fully salvaged, I'm just going to go in there, tell one of the guards.
You can take a few chairs. Don't go in there and destroy the entire place like a rockstar hotel party.
I'm not. That would be stupid. I'm just going to get a guard, tell him, hey, don't let anyone in there while I'm doing my work. I need peace and quiet. Afterwards, I'm going on my honorable duty as a dwarf, which is to make horrible implements out of, well, anything I can find.
Bash, crash, smash.
The
I'm
angry
not
dwarf.
bashing shit. I know how to disassemble things properly, you know.
Our hotel party. Just destroy all the furniture.
No, that's stupid. I disassemble the shit that's useful, not random shit that is just fun to destroy.
Take
I'll
down,
do enough of that later.
down 3 decent chairs, a dresser, and a small table. So you gather maybe about 12 pounds of lumber, several screws and nails. You got what you need to put together some shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna give
Anything fancy?
I'm gonna give Drastov. I've got trinkets of silver and brass. They're not really worth much. I got it like ages ago. I don't think I can really do anything with it. I don't know if you can do anything with it, Drastov. I'm just going to give it to you.
I don't know. I just mostly need rules is written. I mostly just need raw materials.
Oh, okay, then that's cool. I'll just leave it in. I just saw it in my character sheet. Sorry, I was just like, I'm fucking never going to use this. So
I mean, you can sell it at some point, I'm sure. I still have all that shit that I acquired back from the tower that I haven't got to sell yet. We'll get to that, I'm sure.
Once we finally get to a town that hasn't been thoroughly fucked.
Yeah, about that. The farther up north
Yeah.
you go, the less likely they are to be destroyed.
Just to say, we'll have one big shopping trip in Orsamine, that's it.
Dude, every time I play Dragon Age, like the last place I go to is always Orthamar. And you have so much money by that time, you just go on a shopping spree. It's awesome.
Yep. Anyway.
Because there's some
right.
you can buy in Orthamar.
Oh, absolutely. It's dwarven shit. It's the good shit.
All right.
Right, Eric. How many biting snares can I make with this shit?
Give me a D+2.
A what? A DC plus 2 crafting?
A D8 plus 2.
Okay. That's 6 traps. I'm happy with that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I'll take it.
And you have
Anything
a
else in here?
nice clean room to work with because there's a lot less shit in here now.
Excellent. Is there anything valuable, like gold or shit, that isn't nailed down? Because they won't need it.
No. Everything that was value appropriated for the war effort.
Not. But hey, I got 6 extra spike snare traps. I'm happy with that.
That's free stuff.
I'm not bitching. That's good shit. Combined with my 7 I get every day, that's a lot.
Our,
That we can just be trapped.
our healing team. You guys check out the battered and bloodied Templars that don't have their armor on, leaning against the wall. Most are unconscious. A few of them are up and about. They're just kind of laying their backs against the walls. They have been treated with, first aid. Any explicitly bleeding wounds have been bandaged. But if this is combat first aid. This is not true medical attention.
All right. Well, I suppose that you should with your medical knowledge, you'd be more capable of identifying what wounds can't be healed magically, Lucius. I can mend external injuries and minor bone fractures, but serious bone breaks are out of my capabilities with basic healing.
Okay.
How many people are actually injured?
Yeah.
You have 8 people that are kind of staffed in this little makeshift field hospital. 5 of them are unconscious. 3 are aware and are kind of watching you as you move around.
8.
Okay, 5 out, 3 up.
Well,
All right.
If you can identify critical people for me that can use just direct magical aid, I can use some strong single target heals on them.
Okay. I'll go through the 8 injured here and basically just try and separate who has actual physical injuries that, like bones that would need to be set, stuff like that, as opposed to what I would deem, okay, that's combat damage. I've seen Avalon heal stuff like this before.
All right, so the 2 of you, let's start with some perception checks.
Okay. Oh, wow. Well, that's about right for me.
All of these men are in pretty bad shape. You can see that there's a lot of dried blood laying on the ground. The doctor in Lucius is like, man, this is so not sterile. This is totally unsat. Adeline recognizes a lot of the damage that these men have taken. There are severe burn marks on many of them. Clearly evidence of fire magic. You can see random, really deep black spots on some of their bodies, indications of electrical damage. Several have had limbs or fingers that have turned black, completely lost to frostbite. And 2 of the unconscious men that are in very bad shape have had some of their limbs contorted in very bizarre directions. They look grotesque.
Okay.
Right.
Can your healing deal with? I'll point at the frostbitten limbs. Could you heal something like that? Medically,
can
there's
he-
not a lot I can do except chop them off so it doesn't spread.
I'm trying to think if the tissue is not completely dead yet, I should be able to heal it. But if it's dead, it would behave like normally using healing on a corpse, and therefore nothing would happen. I'm more worried about those men with contorted limbs. If the bones have been contorted like that, there's no unsetting them that way that I can think of that I could do.
No, I could say if bones are out of place, I can set them. It would be painful. Um, Let me closely examine the ones that are unconscious because they're going to be less fidgety, and I could probably get a better physical examination. Just with hands off though, because I don't want to disturb them and then them snap awake and start screaming or just out of reaction because they've been in combat obviously and they're wounded.
All right, give me 2 healing checks or medicine checks.
I am actually trained in medicine too, by the way, even though I'm trying not to use it because I don't trust myself.
Confidence.
My rolls! If it's not academia, I suck.
Lucius, you cannot help but look at the horrific burns that one person has taken, and 2 of the others where their legs and their arms were wrapped around like pretzels. You have no idea what in the hell could have caused this. You've seen people get run over by horses. You've seen people fall out of buildings. You've seen some particularly nasty barroom brawls. But you have never seen the kind of damage that some of these poor men have taken.
Hmm.
One of them, it looks like somebody was like taken around a bar and just wrapped around it until their body stopped moving. You guess that each of these have dozens and dozens of breaks in their bones, and likely so horrifically pain that their bodies have gone into shock. It may be a long time before they regain consciousness.
Okay.
Well, if they're comatose, that means that trying to set their bones isn't bad.
The burns can be treated with magical healing. You don't need to do anything yourself for that. The frostbite, with a quick run through, is too long gone. Their hands are lost. You could take them and smash them with a hammer at this point.
Okay.
We've got a dwarf for that. Just fucking put them in that room with the dwarf, healed it.
Just pick up their hand and smack it against the floor, and it'll just shatter. It's completely ice through.
That's some extreme cold.
Yeah, extreme
Um,
cold. Lucius starts wondering what kind of shit he's going to get hit with when he goes inside that door. Oh, God.
Evelyn, I would suggest possibly focusing on things that look like cuts, extreme burns. That will probably most efficiently be dealt with your capabilities.
No, I understand that, but I wanted you to adjust setting bones or anything like that before I heal somebody, because otherwise I can heal it incorrectly and it'll get stuck that way.
Yes, absolutely. Some of these would take some time because there's no way to tell the exact amount of breaks, but some of these look the recovery process will be very long. From a triage standpoint, while I can set bones and that won't necessarily take a whole bunch of resources, should we not focus on the ones that are maybe a little bit less injured, because in theory they could be on the road to being fit and fiddle a lot faster and possibly lend aid again here?
With that thought process, give me a crafting. Let's see what you remember of your medical knowledge. Oh, man.
It's like this dick.
That is exactly what we wanted to get right there. Okay. The burns, the electrical shocks, the frostbites, the bleeding, stuff like that. These men can be treated and will probably be off their feet for a long time, but will likely live. The two poor young men that their bodies have been wrapped around like pretzels, you are pretty sure that the grotesque contortion that they've been put into has pinched off far too many nerves, too many arteries, too many blood vessels. Even with exceptional level medical training, these people are probably going to die.
Hmm. Well, that's unfortunate. Perhaps it would be a better conversation to give them some. I don't remember much from my father's days as an officer within the Templars. Avalon, these two, physically, I don't know if they can recover. Quite honestly, it might be more prudent to speak with the Knight Commander on giving them some sort of what they would consider a noble, peaceful, honorable passing to the next. If you look here, the way that these limbs have been contorted, you can only imagine what's been done to their insides. They, even with medical knowledge beyond mine, I'm not quite sure that they could ever have. I'm not sure they would survive, let alone have some form of meaningful life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be delicate here. I'm not sure how to be, but this just being quite blunt on a strictly medical level.
We address who we can save, right?
Yes.
Like Self keeps saying, we can't save everybody.
The ones here, I'll point out all like the frostburn and burnt ones and stuff. I'm quite sure they would make it. I just don't know the recovery time.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I just need you to set bones, and I'll take care of the healing from there.
Understood. All right, I'll get to work. Avalon, I know sometimes that you seem to be you seem a bit awkward when thrust in a spotlight, and I'm no better, but you seem to have more of a professional relationship with Templars in general. Do you want to have that discussion? Do you want me to, since I did the examination? I think you should make that choice.
Totally let Theo do it.
I'll tell her.
Okay. If she requires more information, I'm more than willing to provide that. But I'll go ahead and start setting bones and all that. Do you want any medical checks or anything like that?
You will give me a medicine check and then 2 crafting.
Okay.
You got this, son.
Ugh. At least it's not fucking one.
We're gonna go back to we're gonna go to our beds. So if you want to re-roll that, you can, because we won't be doing anything. Just FYI, dude.
You get it per day. You get it per session.
Was it per session?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
perfect.
get it
All right,
per session.
ignore me
Yeah.
then. Sorry, my misunderstanding.
But keep in mind at the time, it's almost 4 o'clock, so.
We got another hour and change. I'll just go with that. It's not a 1. I mean, it's not a dismal roll. 2 crafting after that, you said? Okay. I rolled a 20, now all of a sudden I'm rolling shit. Thank you, roll 20.
Why is it 13, 16, 19?
You were so good at diagnosing the problems and half-ass at fixing them. You put your efforts into sadly ignoring the two that are likely totally fucked. You help out who you can. You do a good job easing pain. Those that were unconscious seem to settle better. You salve over the burn marks. You help address internal bleeding that you've found. Heavy bruising you've iced through and helped stop anything in time. It seems like you've done all you can, but in your heart, you're not satisfied with what you've done.
Hmm. The only other thing I can really do maybe is battle medicine, but that's not going to be any different from your magical healing. So
Yeah, that's more first aid. That doesn't settle any
yeah,
injury. That just stops immediate life-threatening threats.
I feel with more time I could do more, but I think reasonably this is what can be done in the moment.
All right. Well, so it is my time to shine, right?
Yep.
So I've got 6 that are savable, and it just so happens that I've got 6 spell slots. Well, I've got 6 uses of heal that can be used here.
Well, that works out perfect.
Yeah, so and I'm gonna do the 2 action heal. So for the guy with burns, the guy with frostbite, the ones so there's 3 that are unconscious but non-fatal, and then 3 conscious. For 3 of the unconscious, I'm gonna give them each one of my second level heals. Well, my 2 action second level heal, clarification. Which I'm pretty sure it still does not auto roll anything. It will just blurb the full thing. So 2d8. God, it's been like a month since I've actually used my abilities.
In case you guys can't tell, I like games that don't involve a lot of combat. I like RP. I like problem solving.
Yeah, what? 2d8. Okay. Let's copy and paste.
Just
Well, let's
don't,
copy
just don't,
that
just
second.
don't roll two natural ones.
Oh,
So there's one heal. There's another heal. There's a third heal for the 3 unconscious guys.
their heavy scars and their intense bruising seems to settle, and they seem to rest easier than they were.
I'm thanking the fact that I left Ash's mask as my emblazon right now, because that means I don't have to be holding a weapon to do this. Proceeding over to the 3 that are conscious on an evaluation of my own, which one of them seems to be the worst off?
One of them looks like he was struck by several blasts of lightning. He has pockets of little black scorch marks along his body. He is struggling to breathe, and though he is conscious, his eyes are very glazed over, like he's fading in and out of reality.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hand him my last second level.
His eyes seem to clear out a little bit, and there's a bit of recognition in his face. Thank you, ma'am.
I just purse my lips and nod as and then I'm gonna say, trying to be positive, you'll be better in no time.
He looks at his other brethren, and apparently he's never seen them because he looks at all of them in horror. Oh, God. This is all that made it out?
I'm unsure who else was up there. I only recently got here.
You can see tears forming in his eyes, but he stiffens himself and he recollects himself as a soldier and clears his face up and just nods at you. Thank you for helping.
I nod again. I don't really know what to say in this situation to him.
Focus on yourself, soldier. You will be of help when you are healed. Don't stress yourself with the others. We are tending to them all.
Yes, sir. Thank you for everything you're doing.
And then I will move to do first levels on the 2 less injured guys. And hopefully I will not get bad rolls. I mean, if absolutely necessary, I could always just do 2 on each of them.
Question mark.
You know you can just press up in the keypad or the arrow pad and it will come up with your last roll.
Oh, so you can. I actually did not know that because I don't use Roll20 because I hate this app.
That's a good roll.
Yeah, all your rolls are pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it helps when you have a static plus 16 and makes any roll look decent.
Yes, it does. Pluses are amazing. You look more satisfied with your work than Lucius does. You feel a comfort in your soul that you are both doing the right thing and you truly have done the best that you can.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. It can offset this heavy heart a little bit. All right. Oh, sorry.
Theo, you were
Yeah.
wanting to interview the survivors.
Firstly, before I do that, I'm going to go and speak to Knight Commander Meredith again and say, if I may be so crude in asking, those equipment over there, is that the equipment of any soldiers that have unfortunately died?
Most of our men and women have multiple sets of equipments for what they believe to face in the field. They do not carry unnecessary equipment. All of that belongs to those who are yet unaccounted for.
If I can be so bold in asking, we have someone who's been moaning like a dwarf all this time because they lost theirs. Could we borrow this and then, if we survive, give it back after, or would you be okay if we can enhance our chances and use this tower shield and give it to him?
Show me which one you will take.
I have no idea about tower shields. I'm just going to pick the best tower shield I think's there. I don't know how you want me to figure that out. I'm going to try, I don't know, like, ping my rapier against them, see what seems the most sturdiest.
There are 5 choices of tower shields.
I'll take the second one from the left.
Okay, you grab that one.
How does it feel?
Meredith looks at you, nods, pulls out her little pocketbook, writes something in it, and puts her book back in her little back pocket.
Is this the best
Doesn't
one?
say anything further to you.
Is this the best one? I have no idea about shields. I don't use them.
They're all of equal service. I just needed to know whose you took.
All right. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to go to Drastov. But Drastov, I found a tower shield worth 10 gold pieces. You want to buy it?
What a dick.
Drastov doesn't seem to be answering.
The big mute.
Drastov is insulted.
Thinks he's going to fucking get away with this? Fucking no chance. Drastov is a tower shield.
Claire doesn't like it.
I guess not. He's very insulted. How dare you show me this human bullshit?
Okay, we'll wait
That's
for.
a human-sized tower shield, not a tower shield.
I mean, a human.
Alright,
I mean,
well.
a human normal shield's a tower shield for him because he's a midget.
I guess we'll come back in a minute whenever Leon returns.
Cool. Kind of ruins the moment, doesn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to go to the ones that are conscious, that Evelyn and Lucius have healed, and I'm going to go around some of the survivors as well. I'm going to ask them to just kind of recall the last moments they remember, what they were up against, what sort of abilities they were up against, stuff like that. Like knowledge is going to help us to kind of react in regards to combat, so we know what we're fighting against. We know it's demons, but if they can recall the abilities that they had and such, and if they remember what type of demons, like is it a heavy majority of demons that are just going out there like mercilessly just like slaughtering people without magic, or is it with magic, stuff like that. Unless you want me to RP that in character, I'll do that as well. I don't mind. So I'll find the first person.
No, it'll take longer than is necessary. Give me a diplomacy and a society. You address the ones who clearly saw combat inside this tower, the ones that came back wounded, and the ones that are still conscious. You can recognize a lot of the wounds that they have taken. Signs of flame, electricity, freezing, the dudes that have been mangled. You have seen very vicious spells like this back in Tevinter. Either telekinesis and forcing somebody's body to move, or altering gravity and repeatedly slamming someone against the floor and the ceiling are the only times you've seen grotesque injuries like this. They're hideous. The testimonies you get from the veterans are, as you've gathered, the higher up in the tower you get, the fewer people they encountered, but significantly more dangerous. You gather that of the 8 Templars you see down here, and the 5 that are speaking to you, there was a crew of 60 that went inside the tower, and 8 have come back, 3 laying on their shields. Whatever's up there is bad, enough to eliminate an entire company of Templars.
Okay, I've got the information that I wanted. Is Drastov back? Or is Leon back?
Yep, I had some tech problems. My router decided it wants to be a bitch. Sorry about that.
So I'll reapproach Drastov. And with Drastov, I found a tower shield that's worth 10 gold pieces. Do you want to buy it?
That's not a question, that's a statement. Yes.
Kidding on, my friend. You won the gold fair and square. Here's a tower shield.
Finally, I feel manual again.
Although it is human make and obviously inferior in every way to anything found by the master craftsmen of dwarves, it is exceptionally well made. This is a masterwork tower shield.
Which mechanically does nothing. It
Correct.
just looks fancy.
But it looks fancy and it's worth more than it would normally be.
I'll take 2 normal ones instead of 1 masterwork because I know it'll be broken.
No.
And tower shield.
Cool. So I'll then go back to the group and just address everyone when they come back, whenever that is. And
We'll hold on that. Nicola, what are you doing outside?
I'm finding somewhere to pray to begin with. I'm going to take him. So, I'm going to let tell Glaith to stay where he is. So, Glaith, you stay here. I need to go and pray.
Can I go find more tasty fish?
No. Just now. Not just now. No. We'll get some tasty fish later, right? But I need to go pray. So I'm going to find like a wee secluded bit over here somewhere. Like,
can I guard Mummy?
You can guard Mummy.
I'm a guard Mummy.
You stand here. You come to me, and you stay there. And I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to pray. And then, so I don't know how long that takes me out of right now. But once I pray,
how to do a concentration.
Is it a will check? No, I don't. What is it again?
All right, your spell level, which is 2.
Yep.
plus your DC, which for you is wisdom?
What?
Concentration
What are you
check.
asking?
Concentration
Oh.
check. So for you is a D20 plus 6.
D10 plus 6.
Oh, concentration.
Yeah.
That rules as written isn't a thing. It's just a spell attack these days. It's a counteract. That's concentration.
I like this
Or
one.
will save. Or will save.
12.
Because concentration as written, I think, is just flat D20 to keep a spell. That's the only concentration I can think of.
This is more
If you
fun.
get smacked.
This is more fun.
I mean, it makes it easier to keep spells, certainly.
I don't like people losing spells in combat. It seems very dickish. It's like, I'm going to spend my whole turn doing this. Be like, no, you're not. That's the big sad right there.
I'm not bitching. That makes it a lot easier to keep spells.
It does. And that's why I like it. Losing a spell because of a random arrow is just the big sad. Nicola, you find yourself leaving your body again. And as you levitate into the air and you look into the tower, it looks twisted and evil. Instead of the strange bluish stone, it looks like it's made of black steel. There's fire blowing out of all the windows. There's lightning storming in the air. And at the summit of the tower, you see a strange purple cloud over it. And as you continue to go over the sky, you feel a urge in you to turn your head in a direction. Do you fight it or not?
No, don't fight it.
Your eyes lock over the forest where you used to be. And you look down to where you believe your tribe may be these days. And you hear the wails of people losing their loved ones. And then you return to yourself and your eyes shoot open.
Sorry. That's kind of sideswiped me there. How do I react to that?
You are taking too long.
I don't know.
Bad stuff is happening back home.
Yeah. We need to get this fixed.
You've been gone for weeks now.
Yeah. I assume they think I'm dead anyway, so
By now, yeah, it'd be a safe assumption that you're
yeah.
dead.
So I'm just gonna have to keep with the party just now. And just keep going.
You look very stressed, Nicola.
Yeah. Got this funny feeling bad stuff's happening at home. Just like, and I don't know what to do. I assume they think I'm dead, but I'm here and we need to help. And I don't want to go back to nothing. But I can't just leave. The guy saved me after all, or I would have been dead and I wouldn't have been able to help anybody. So there's a potential learning experience here to grow my magic and become like a better mage. So I feel like that's kind of where I need to be. I need to get stronger so that if there is anything, because I'm already here now, and if there is anything bad happening when I go back, it's only going to help me face what's happening. But it pains me. I'm so far away, and there's potentially some bad things happening.
Your mind always returns to the tales.
Yeah,
You don't
it's
hide
home
it,
after all. After all, home is where the heart is, they say.
I have never visited the Brazilian forest.
It's beautiful. Maybe one day you can come with me.
I would love to.
Although none of your killing things in front of people to use using your magic. I don't think that'll go down well.
Given the look of horror on your face, I believe they have bigger problems.
More than likely. More than likely. But there's nothing from here that I can do.
Out my way.
I am not looking forward to going in there.
Nor am I really. Like I said, I'm quite intuitive. I'm quite intrigued by a lot of different things, and I know it'll potentially make me stronger. But it's going to be a tough ask when we go in here, and I don't want anyone to fall, especially around or because of me. And that's where that.
Have you faced possession before?
Not that I can recall. No,
Out of the way.
I don't think I have.
I have.
And how was it?
I
How did you
lost.
fight it off? You lost?
I didn't fight it. I lost.
Shadow boy.
And is so what, you're possessed now? Or you got
Her strange yellow eyes turn purple at you.
Fucking kill it!
Yeah. Oh. Don't know how to react to that.
Oh,
Yeah. I take it that's a yes then, Morgan? Like, what? Why are you still helping us if you're... What?
she gives you a smile and a smirk, but doesn't say anything.
Not gonna lie, Morgan, that's freaked me out somewhat, but it seems as though you're of full mind, and that's one of the concerning things now going in here.
I
If
am of
you-
no danger to you if you do not make a danger to me.
But what's the script with you going in there then? Is there a chance that it could be worse for you because of that? They'll be able to see. I don't know.
We have no idea what's going on in there.
So you know, bad.
What?
But we know it's bad. Clearly.
Well, clearly it is.
Yep.
But if something is controlling whatever is happening in there, I can't promise that I can fight it.
It's one of those ones. This is a big decision. We're gonna just do or die. Do or die. And when I was praying there, I did notice like a purple aura at the top of the top of this tower. I don't know if maybe that's the final boss, so to speak, the kind of control as you speak. That might be the root of it. And if we can get to that, we might be able to fix everything, I guess.
Do you fear me, Nicola?
I don't fear you. I fear what you can do, I guess. But I
Well,
don't
that is
fear
wise.
you.
I would call that respect. I respect you as well. You will come to no harm under me.
I'm glad. And again, with myself to you.
Please do not tell what we discussed to anyone.
Okay. From girl to girl, that's a promise.
Glaive is reared up and is grinning his teeth and his claws at Morrigan as he talks to you, or as she speaks to you.
I think he still thinks you get meat in your pockets, Morrigan.
That is not what he thinks.
No? So he wants to eat you? Is that what you... So what does he think then?
Animals can sense things better than people can.
So he can sense what's going on?
Let us return. And she
Okay.
heads inside. Clave does not like Morrigan.
All right, Glyph, I'm going to take a ration out and give him it.
He stops paying attention to Morrigan.
Good boy. Good protecting mummy.
He's a glutton. Nicola and Morrigan return inside with the others.